Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bakayoko, and I want to welcome you to another edition of The Resolution, the video series designed to help us build the resolve necessary to achieve our goals. Alright guys, before I get into the topic, I want you to think about a time in your life when you've either delayed, stalled, or robbed yourself of a desire, dream, or goal because it seemed so far out of reach. Honestly, think about a desire you've had that hasn't happened yet. Like getting your dream job, finding your true love, starting your own business, or getting a degree. Maybe even taking better care of your health, stopping a bad habit, or spending more time with family and friends. What thoughts come to mind when you think of those desires? Do you still desire them? Do you intend to satisfy them? Or have you completely given up on them? Because look, I'm willing to bet at some point we've all started, tried, or even set out to achieve some magnificent goal, but worry delayed us, doubt stalled us, and fear robbed us of the faith necessary to move forward. We couldn't help but think about the risk, the challenges, and the overwhelming odds that stood before us. We couldn't help but think about how tough, difficult, and frightening it would be to pursue the goal. Paralyzed by our thoughts, we patiently wait for the right time, moment, or circumstance to move forward. But the perfect opportunity never came. So with every passing day, our dream drifts further and further away. Sooner or later, our hopes dry up, our dreams fade away, and the faith and confidence we once had in ourselves would slowly evaporate. Why? Mel Robbins said, it's programmed into our DNA. Like our brains are designed to stop us at all costs from doing anything that's uncomfortable, difficult, scary, and new. Because the brain is constantly trying to protect us. But in order to grow, in order to change, in order to start a business, become the best parent, spouse, or even to live our lives to the fullest, we have to do things that are uncomfortable, difficult, scary, and new. And that causes a problem for two reasons. One, we always hit this terror barrier. Two, we have this tendency to wait until we feel like it before we move into action. And that's unfortunate because fear never goes away. And we only feel motivated to do things when they are easy. She said we've all bought into this lie that we gotta feel ready in order to change. We bought into this myth that someday we're gonna have the confidence. Someday we're gonna have the courage to go out there and get what we want. It's a lie, it's a myth, and it isn't true. Look, some of the most successful people weren't ready to do the things that we remember them the most for. Greatness was forced upon them. George Washington, the first president of the United States, wasn't ready to lead the Revolutionary Army. He said, and I quote, "I used every endeavor in my power to avoid it." Avoid what? Leading the army. He wasn't ready. Martin Luther King wasn't ready to lead the civil rights movement. He was nominated. King said, and I quote, "The nomination happened so quickly that I didn't have time to think it over. If I had, I would have declined it." Bottom line, guys, successful people are no different than us. They aren't wired to take risks, ignore fear, and disregard what other people think about them. Nope, that ain't true. They have the same doubts, worries, and fears as the rest of us. But the difference is, despite their feelings, they move into actions. I said, despite their feelings, they move into action. I've learned that we all know what we need to do in order to have more, be more, become more, and live the lives that we want to live. We just have a problem getting ourselves to do what it takes to do it. So here's the deal. In order to live the lives we want to live, we have to make decisions, commit to them, and act before our minds talk us out of it. I repeat, they said, in order to live the lives we want to live, we have to make decisions and act before our minds talk us out of it. Now, before I go, I want to leave you with a definition of courage that I learned from Malcolm Gladwell. He said, courage is not something that we already have that makes us brave when tough times starts. Nope. He said courage is what we earn when we've been through tough times and we discover they weren't so tough after all. I repeat, he said courage is not something that we already have that makes us brave when tough times start. Nope. He said courage is what we earn when we've been through tough times and we discover they weren't so tough after all. Thanks again for listening, guys. And remember, dreams do come true. But number one, we must dream it. Number 2, we must believe it. Number 3, we gotta grind every day until we achieve it. Thanks again for listening, guys, and I'll see you next time. Peace.